Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I am Sergar and I'm pleased to meet you again today. We are the 10th November and a new patch note has been shared with us, the major update of November, and there is a lot of change to discuss. So we're gonna take one point by one point. I've made myself a tea, plus I've put some honey inside, so we're gonna use this tin, this beautiful tin, to help us to scroll inside the patch note. And we start with the beginning, with a new general. Ragnar have been added, Viking general, and his signature card Avenge. Plus with Ragnar there is some new cards like the Coastal Smugglers, the Doomed Rearguard, La Flotilla and Draw, the Jumps Viking, Grave, Gnar, Pentecounter, Sea Storm and Sailor, Sea Dog, Holy Protectors and Toppled Guards. So some new cards plus a new general. I will not detail these new cards in this video. You can go in the game and check up from yourself, but it's always good to have some new cards with the new generals. Plus, it's a generals based on ship, so it's an archetype that I wanted to see either from Imperial era and for Viking era. So I'm pretty happy to see a ship designed general. So we're gonna try this out as soon as possible on the channel, of course. So now Achilles has no +1 action. So Achilles was a bad legendary, to be honest, because you need to have Unbreakable to be good, because Achilles is just 9/1, so it's pretty good on offensive, but you need to have his Unbreakable ability up. So now he said give it +1 action, so it will be more easier to have the unbreakable tag. Sorry. So again, the unbreakable tag, you have it for when you play allies on empty lines. So like it's like a heroic tag, but that proc for Achilles. So I think the card will still be okay, but not that good. The card will be okay, but yeah, not that good. So I don't think we'll see Achilles. I think the nerf 1 HP is just so easy to deal 1 damage and kill Achilles at nearly any moment of the game. So to see Achilles, I think either they need to up the HP to 2 or 3, or either reduce his cost. But since I'm not a big fan of Achilles. At the camp has been nerfed. It was 3/3 and restore all the health for both generals at the daybreak. Now it becomes 3/5, so it is a bit tankier, but it only restore 9 health to both general. So a lot of people doesn't like how the camp worked in the past. It was not my case. I think it was pretty okay, because with some decks be able to just go in face and killing you on turn 6, being able to restore all of your life was a good way to counter it. But I can understand that it was quite frustrating. Especially that if you play it well and you play it on the daybreak activation, you were not able to counter it. So I understand the move. Maybe I would put not 9 health, but maybe 10 or 11. We're gonna say 10 because it's generals are nearly always 20 HP, so it restores both after life, which could be pretty good to be honest. But okay, the thing that is no tankier make you able to play it one turn before daybreak if your opponent has a daybreak activation at the end of his turn. So why not? We're gonna see a change. I think the card is pretty okay. It's not god tier as it was, but yeah, still pretty. I think it's still pretty good. Angry Mob. So 6/6 it becomes 5/6. So the card was buffed as last update. Creative Assembly said it was a little too effective. To be honest, I've seen this card only once since last patch during October month, and it was pretty a joke. So I don't really understand the nerf because the card was for me pretty weak. But I don't have all the data, so if Creative Assembly says for them it was too good, it was too effective, then it may be too effective. Conscription. Now it cost 5 instead of 4 and deploy 4 citizen soldiers and 5 when planed, up to 3 and 4. It's a bit of balancing here because Conscription was a good card maybe 2 months ago or 3 months ago because the card was just because the card was pretty okay, but the card was good due to the fact that you could deploy lots of units, but now the meta players are more experienced. Some cards have been deployed in the game, so have been added to the game. So 3/11 was pretty low, and 4/11 when played was not a big reward as you expect for a plain card. A plain card need to have a big reward to reward you the time you have wait for it in your hand, for not playing it, and wait to add value, to add added value of the card. So 3 citizen 1/1 was pretty low, 4 was not a big, the biggest reward you expected. So now it will be better, but it should be better because it's 4 soldiers, so it's pretty more difficult to remove all of them in one turn, and to be able to play it on 5, so just after the daybreak, could be a okay pick in the early game. But yeah, it could be an okay pick. I don't think it's really good. It's still good, but I think Conscription is still okay. It's not god tier, but I think it's a good card. Quarter Nuke. 1/2 become 1/3. Well, I've never seen Quarter Nuke except in 1 or 2 Dongzuo deck. Now it become 1/3, so he had some survivors. The card will survive maybe 1 turn more, so you will be able to draw 1 card with your nuke. So yeah, but yeah, except in some Dongzuo card in some Dongzuo deck, I don't think you want to play Eunuch because the fact that it deals damage to your generals when the fact that it deals damage to your generals, it's kinda awkward, to be honest. Davu Iron Defense now as plain, which gives +1/+1 if planed. You can now target to place the palisade anywhere you want. So this is a big change, to be honest, because before the palisade was only on front lane, which can be good, but sometimes you wanted it to you were here, okay, I have some short range units on my back lane, and my opponent is playing cavalry, gonna kill it very easily. That's sad that I can't put my palisade on the right of my backline to counter cavalry. So now you can do it, and plus if you have planned your iron defense, a palisade will become 2-3. So it's very good. It's a very good change, and it adds a lot on Davu control board to be able to control the board and control where you want to redirect the damage and where units you want to protect, etc. So this change is for me really good. Next, Davu signature cards are well counted toward his passive whenever it's been used or not, so he has permanent 1 out of 9. Yeah, this is a good a good modification, because it was very awkward, very strange that you don't use that his passive card, his signature card was not counted as when you have used it. So if you were at 9 cards with your signature cards and play it because you need to put the palisade to defend yourself, and then it was counted as, okay, you have used this card, it's still in your hand, you have used it, but it's your signature card, it's still in your hand, and but you have lost your passive. You are lost your passive. So yeah, so it was awkward, and I think it's a good change here. So 2 good buff on Davu, and Davu may become one of the most powerful generals in the meta in November. Nomad. So what's that change? So now it costs 5, and it becomes again a 4/5, but at the end of your turn, each player shuffle a random card from their hand into their deck. If they did, they draw a card. So, okay. Nomad was designed to counter combo deck. Was designed to counter plain deck. But the thing with the combo with supply train was just stupid. To be able to generate nearly unlimited supply in one turn was really stupid, and I don't blame the developers, because when you create some cards like that, you don't always think of all the combo it implies, and that's why you are in beta, and that's why you are people testing your game, because it helps you to see this kind of combo and this kind of broken combo, and yeah, and next time you remember of this kind of things. So now I don't think we'll see again the cards like old Camel Nomads, because yeah, it was. People will remember that. Oh, you remember this time was Camel and Supply Train and Infinite Supply. Oh yeah, I remember it was pretty dumb. And developers will creative assembly will know that and will remember that. So that's why we are here. This change, that's why we are here in beta right now, is for test the game and make it ready for when it will be up, when it will be live for everyone. Then down red no longer draws a card. So a nerf for down red I'm pretty happy with, because the card was really dumb, but I don't think it was a big change we expected of down red. It's good. I will not deny it, but the fact that downward just reduce the cost of your hand, and you will be able to play any units, any cards of your hand nearly for free. Plus, if you have red cards, red tag in some cards, it was, well, it can be just absurd. It is this reduction that was the big strength of downward. So yeah. the fact that Nomad was drawing you a card, it was more the cherry on the pie. But okay, the nerf is correct. The cat is still pretty strong. Lagata will still play in it, and you will still be able to just empty your hand on day one on playing Nomad into something, into blood, the stun, and after that, I don't know, some red units. So you will be able to do that again, but yeah, it will be slightly less oppressive because you will now have Lagata will now doesn't have one more card to play on this turn. Do Persuasion, so the signature card of Do. It was for 1 cost, a random card in your hand cost 2 provision less this turn. Now for 2 cost, 2 random card in your hand cost 1 less. To be honest, I nearly never played Dongjuo, so it's difficult for me to evaluate the impact of its change. I think it seems good. I think it's more. So, for me, the old signature cards was okay. I put a bet, I use my signature card, and if I'm pretty lucky, I can just bamboozle the game and win the game on my signature card, which was pretty frustrating when you played against and your opponent just use his signature card and then be able to supply cash and play a turn 3 on turn 1. Apply a free provision cost, provision card on turn 1. So, and you were here, say, okay, man, I've lost my game. So now it will be more flat. I don't know how to explain it in English because, but yeah, it will be more flat on the value will be more flat during the game. So when you don't have to combo it, when you don't have just to be lucky, it will be always good and not just okay. I've lucked my I've been lucky and I can do something. I can just bamboozle the game and win it. So, but again, I'm not a Dongjuo main. I've nearly never played it, so I can't really estimate the impact of the change. Whirling Duel. Now it costs 0, so Whirling Duel is just you swap the stat of 1 card, if I'm not mistaken. Meh. Can be good, but it's not that good. The fact that it's just an event card and not a unit that has this capacity, it's pretty okay, but well. Flogger, now also damage and buff adjacent structures. Okay. Slightly change, why not? Greedy Sales World. The cost has been reduced to 8. Design not. Despite previous buff, this card still wasn't competitive enough. So Greedy Sales World, it's a card that fill one of your line with short sword, if I'm not mistaken, and this cost is reduced from whenever your opponent earn a provision cost, a provision during his turn. So it's pretty. It's kind of a card that you will see maybe in a tournament, but not in ladder. I think Greedy Sales World is more a tech card. So a card you will put in your deck in a tournament when you know what you will play against, because in tournament, it's always free. You have 4 decks and you ban it once, so you need to play with 3 others. So you know what your opponent will bring, and you can put some cards to counter one of this deck. So Greedy Salesforce is just this kind of card in my eyes. So I don't think the up is always good, but I don't think we'll see this card play so much because I don't know. It's not. I don't know. Guillotine. It was 1-8. Sorry, it became 2-8. So now, Guillotine was a cool card with a cool design. Be able to kill some enemy generals with your guillotine and a lot of peasants was always fun, but it was very easy to kill it and you always, and when you kill it someone with your guillotine, it was always on daybreak activation, so you have already proc the last gasp of the enemy generals, and they play guillotine to kill the enemy on the end of your turn. So now it becomes 2-8, so it will be able to trade some cards, so it will be more resilient and more difficult to kill for your opponent. Or it will be still easy to kill it for your opponent because it still has the same amount of life, but guillotine will not trade back, so that's pretty good. Guthrum hit and run, so last patch has been nerfed, now it has been buffed. The 2 costs has been removed, it will become 1 cost again, but the attack buff now expires at the end of your turn, so you need to you put your buff on one of your units, you trade, and at the end of your turn the buff is removed. So okay, Guthrum is not a leader that we've seen a lot, but I'm pretty sure this change is okay. It's not. I think it's weaker than the original version that the attack was until the daybreak. So of course it's weaker, but I think it's better than the 2 cost, because 2 cost for +1 attack. It was really difficult in the early game to find a good value of these two supply costs, and many times you prefer to just not. You prefer to just put these 2 supply costs in one of your units in another card than just use your signature one. Then. Heavy Crossbowman. His mandate buff granting stun is now permanent rather than lasting until the end of your turn. So this is a big up for mandate buff, because to be able to have 1 unit with a permanent stun is pretty strong, and especially that he have the Heavy Crossbowman have at least short range. I ask myself if the card doesn't have long range, but I think it's just short range. But to be able to have just one unit with a permanent stun is pretty good. Hector, 314 to 414, a little up. Like for Achilles. Hector has a design that is pretty good, but I don't know, it's kind of awkward design that, okay, if you attack the generals, then or units, then Hector will attack back, but if you are dead, okay, Hector can attack back. Hector can strike back it can counter your the ones you have attack your generals, but if you are dead, who cares? So that's why Hector is difficult to play. Plus the fact that it is 9 supply cost card, make it very difficult to play. Earthscout is no 1/2 but have fast. So Earthscout was one of the best cards of the game. Now it become 1/2, so it is pretty easy to kill it, but it has fast, so it can help you to steal. It's a okay card for the early game, because it will still be able to kill Napoleon artillery, for example. But yeah, so the nerf was expected, and I think it's a pretty okay nerf. Used Carl become 9/7 to 10/7. To be honest, I never seen Used Carl play before. I think the card is put a shield on adjacent unit when you play it or when you move it. I don't remember well. Seems like I said, I've nearly never seen Used Carl played. So slightly buff here. Maybe with I don't think with Lagertha it will be good, because Lagertha, I think Used Carl is just so Lagertha it's an aggro deck, so you want to play a cheap card with high attack value. But yeah, Used Carl costs so much for this kind of deck. Maybe Ragnar, why not? Or maybe with Guillotine, why not? Javelinas 0/2 for 1, it become 1/2 for 2. Okay. Javelinas was a card that was played sometimes, because to be honest, I never seen Javelinas except with Guillotine, because Guillotine was able to because Guillotine was able to get back the Javelinas in hand at daybreak. But yeah, the card was 0/2, deal 1 damage on Herald, was not so good. Now it became 1/2, but I think the two supply cost is too much. You don't want to play it nearly, because you always have something else to play on 2 provision cost. That seems better to Javelinas. So maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not sure about it. Last stand, the L buff has been reduced from 3 to 2. Last stand was a pretty good card, because you were able to buff your unit plus have some health buff. The change is deserve it, the nerf is deserve it. The card was still pretty good and you can still play it. Marauders, so now it become hero. So now it was raid and hero kind of supply. Now it doesn't have raid anymore, and the card have Herald and Shattered. So when you play it, you're gonna supply. When it dies, you're gonna supply. So that's good. This change with the change on down raid make it a big nerf on Lagertha, but the card is still pretty okay. Still pretty key to Lagertha, because you gain the supply on Herald, which is pretty good. Shattered, I don't think you will use it a lot, because generally your opponent will try to kill it on his own turn, so you will not be able to use the supply you have won with the Dead of Marauders. But the challenge is okay. Monash You can only move targets back and not forward anymore. Monash was too good, to be honest. Was very, 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 very good. And the fact that you will be able to drag a Napoleon or a Priam or a Marie Antoinette who was sitting on her backline and waiting to have his little peasant to die before revolt, and just so drag up on the front line, destroy yourself, and then say, okay, I've proc your last gasp on only one turn that you have been able to do nothing about it. Yeah, it was too good. So now you can just push back a unit or push back a generals, and the card has lost a lot of aggro potential, but her control potential, the control potential of Monash is still pretty good, because now with Monash you can still play it with Priam, you can still play it with Marie Antoinette that have generals that need time to be able to do something, to be able to shine. So now to be able, you can still push back Lagata with 6 attack, etc. So yeah, I think the card is still pretty good. Pentasilya become 218 instead of 120. This is a big change. It's very terrifying. Now it's, yes, 218 on the early game. It's so good, and Pentasilya have a pool of cards that can be aggressive and then switch to be more value mid deck. So now the big downfall of Pentasilya was to not being able to so much trade in early games, and not relying as Napoleon could on a lot of short range units to make some trade for him. So now Pentasilya is so much better with these 2 attacks. This 2 points of attack is very good. Religious Fantastic, it was 2-2, it became 1-3. Yeah, the card will survive some more, which is good, but I still think the card is correct. The card is not good, the card is correct. Marie Antoinette, Revolutionary Mob, so when she has Revolt, it was 2 attack, now it becomes 3 attack, and this is a big change too, because 3 attack is a lot, really it's a lot. Now you are really scary to just attack Marie Antoinette after she have Revolt, because she will fight back, she will deal a lot of damage when you attack it. So now, how to counter Marie is just kill a peasant and just deal damage from your hand, etc. But yeah, you don't want just to face Marie Antoinette, because once she revolts, she becomes just a Super Saiyan and just destroy nearly everything. Saga has been nerfed. Because yeah, it was really good. Seeking, now we have a lot of cheap, so we have a lot of cheap cards. So Seeking become 2-4, it was 2-4 become 1-5. So now Seeking is a lot of tankers. It might you might say, okay, just a slightly change. No, it's a big change. Being able to having 5 health instead of 4, it's a pretty huge change, because 4 health in your head, 4 health should be okay. Calibrated ordnance plus which has been played, so calibrated ordnance and wound shot for 4 provision deal 4 damage. So that means that Seeking now is able to survive to this combo. Is able to survive to a caliber ordnance plus 1 one-shot, which is a big change. And the card now is very good, plus the ability of become to have flank when you move a ship on his lane, and to have some damage, to have some more damage, makes the card really good. And the card has become, it was already a key card in ship deck, but now it's just so powerful, and you can't play a deck based on ship when if you don't play Seeking. Second Wind, restore 3 health, become restore 4 health. Mate. Nothing to say. The card is not very good and will not be very good until a big up, but yeah. Not fan of Second Wind. Sonatodont. So it was 2 provision, cost 2/2. Now it's 1 provision, cost 1/2. Still have the +1 action. So here it's a big change on it's a big nerf on Sunrain. Sunrain with being not so aggro as she was and not so oppressive as she was. To be honest, I think I hated Sunrain. Sunrain was, from my point of view, Sunrain was the worst designed leader. The signature card was cool, okay, but to be able to, but the spawn of the Sonatodont, which was 1/3 plus 1 action, then 2/2 plus 1 action, was pretty bad for me for the game. Now it become less oppressive, 1/2 plus 1 action, so that means it can kill, but it can trade with a peasant. With just if we make a comparison, some comparison with Marie Antoinette, Marie Antoinette that can spawn 2 peasants on the board. That means 1 Sonatodont can trade and die with a peasant. Can trade, kill, but die with a peasant. But you can buff your Sonatodont. So I think now all the gameplay of Sunrain will be based again on the Sonatodont, but to be able to boost them, to have them some health, to have them some attack. So the cards will still be good, and maybe we will see some mid-game mandate Sunrain or something like that. The Brave, you gain plan, and which deploy an additional 18th de ligne, 18th de ligne. So, okay, the fact that now he has plan and you'll be able to put +1 unit, it's a little buff, which is good. And I would like to make a card based on plane and make a deck based on plane and based on camouflage. I think it will be pretty interesting, but I don't find the leader that fit with this kind of deck. But we're gonna try something. The Old Guard, it was 6/8 as +2/+2 if you have a planet card in the hand. Now it become 4/8, but this gain +2/+2 for each planet card in your hand. So if you have, I don't know, 3 planet cards in your hands and you put Old Guard on the board, Old Guard become +6/+6, so it become a 10/14. Yes, a 10/14. Which is pretty good. Which is a pretty good card. So yeah, I like the change. And I think this is pretty interesting. But yeah. The Young Guard. whole Daybreak gain +2 attack. Now on Daybreak you gain +1 action, which is pretty good. So yeah, some change on plain card archetype, so why not? That's good. Vigilant Watch. Now after an enemy move you deal its damage to it, so it's like Horse Archers. Now if you buff all guards to 4 damage, for example, it will become, you will inflict, you will deal 4 damage to every enemy that move. So that's pretty good. That's made, so movement deck with Vigilant Watch may come back on the scene, so why not? War Cleric become a supervision cost. The card was really good with some decks. Okay, the card is okay. I don't play it, but the card is okay. The Wild Geese, it had been reduced, cost has been reduced to 7. Okay, so slightly buff here. That's good if you play the Wild Geese. If you have played the Wild Geese, that's pretty okay. Exilian Cavalry, 4/6. Whenever you play another card, this gain +1/+1 and stun this turn. Now it's 1/8 stun, and whenever you play a card, this gain +1 attack this turn. So little rework here, and the card is okay. So the card here is okay. You have always stunned. It's pretty good. You don't have to play another card to stun one unit, but now you need to play some cards to be able to kill someone. So with a bigger pool of HP, this is pretty okay. So some bugs, some bug fixes. Pyrrhic Victory no longer destroy unbreakable cards. Alright. False Zone sometimes wasn't playable when you had an unplayed card in the hands. Alright. Cards drawn as the result of the Camel Nomads wouldn't always take on the costs. Okay. So here, if you have, if you play it, if you have some cards that you got from a Camel Nomad or a Shuffling effect, and you have a Stone Bridge on the board, sometimes the cost the cost of the new card wasn't reduced. And Scribe would trigger his effect when destroyed, which was an inconsistent with all similar effects. So yeah, Scribe was writing in last line when dying, so which was pretty strange. But no, he should die and not write his life. Alright. Alright. That's all for this patch note. It was a lot to cover. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe you have some point of views that is different from me on some change. So feel free to share it with us in the commentary section. And I hope you enjoy the video. See you next time on the battlefield. It was Ragnar, at your service.